Hello and welcome to the recipe for the day, and today we are making
Queen of Puddings.
You'll find this recipe on www.kitchennewbie.com, where there's loads of other recipes and fun stuff and quite a few bloomers too.
Bloomers? I don't wear bloomers.
Do you not?
No.
Oh. My head teacher used to wear bloomers.
Yeah, mine did too. She used to sit with her legs wide open. And they had a table that
This
she
is
used
a
to sit.
food show, Diana.
Oh yeah, sorry. When the weather bad.
Right, so why do they call it Queen of Puddings?
I don't know really.
Because we tend to call it Queen Pudding, don't we?
Queen Pudding, yeah. Well, we used it as I grew up. But
Delia Smith was the first woman I heard saying Queen of Pudding.
yeah, Mary Berry calls it Queen of Puddings, but that's what it's called in the old traditional recipe books. Now, initially, I don't know whether it's anything to do with the fact that it looks amazing, but doesn't cost very much.
Tastes wonderful.
And tastes gorgeous. And it tastes exotic. Not exotic, but expensive.
Is there a king of puddings?
Probably, but I'm not talking about that
Or a jack of
today.
puddings?
Jack of all trades, that's you. No, we're going
That's monkey slash you.
That was... Let's stick to the Queen of Puddings.
Yes,
People are listening to the recipe, not to you blabbering on.
I'm not, but the other one... Oh, never mind.
Right, now then, traditionally, a Queen of Puddings is made with breadcrumbs. That's hence why it's cheap.
Right.
Yeah? And a custard, which is made from eggs and milk. Now, if you were going to do it that way, you'd have to add a bit of sugar, but I do it with leftover cake.
Yeah.
When I say leftover cake, I tend to make a cake that we're going to have for a couple of days, and then I use the rest.
It's very rare that we actually get leftover cake.
True. You'll need about 350 grams of either breadcrumbs or cakes, cake crumbs.
You can use different kinds of cake, can't you?
Any cake. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. And what you need to do is you break it up into a buttered dish, an oven-proof dish, and any size really.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean a tiny wee one or a great big roasting pan, but you know, any dish that you've got that you'd make a smallish,
enough.
let's make a crumble in or whatever you've got. It's such a forgiving dish as well. And then for 350 grams of either breadcrumbs or cake crumbs, well, let's stick with cake crumbs now because. You can find the other recipe quite easily.
Well, you've got the recipe, haven't you?
No, I mean the one with breadcrumbs. Well, I don't make it with breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
I always make it with cake, just because it makes it's twofold. You're using any dry, because you can use dry cake up that's not mouldy but dried off. Or if you're not very happy with it, like I wasn't very happy with that chocolate loaf I made the other day, I thought I don't know what it was about it, but I wasn't very happy with it, so I used it in a queen pudding.
Yeah.
So you crumble your corn cake, cake crumbs, not into tiny little crumbs, but just break it up into pieces so it covers the base of your, and it can come halfway up if you wanted it to.
Depends on what cake you've got, I suppose.
Yeah, of course it does. This is what I'm saying. It's very forgiving, and then you'll need to make up. Probably, I use 2 whole eggs and then 2 egg yolks and leave the whites for the meringue.
Right.
Now, this is another thing I'll say as well about it. I had 2 egg whites from making, I can't remember what I made. Oh, lemon curd for the other day. So I added those to my egg whites and just add more meringue on the top. Because your meringue can come above your dish.
As long as,
But I usually use 2 egg whites if I'm just going to make a queen pudding. And so your egg whites are put into a very, very clean bowl. Not for now, but for later on. Because what you're going to do is you'll combine your 2 whole eggs and your 2 egg yolks, just beat them together, and then make that quantity up to about 450 mils with milk, with cold milk, so you're making like a custard. Nothing else added to that, no vanilla, unless you want to put a bit in it, but your cake will have flavourings in. Yeah. If you were to use breadcrumbs, then I probably would add a little bit of vanilla as well.
To it?
If it was breadcrumbs, I would add a couple of tablespoons of sugar. I would always add soft brown sugar, but it's up to you. Just to sweeten it up a bit, but you don't need to. So, when you've made your custard, you pour that over your base, your cake base or whatever. And then you pop that in the oven at about 180 degrees for about half an hour till it's still wobbly in the middle but firm and set round the edge. Pull it out and let it cool a little bit, and then top it with any jam you want to do. Any flavour jam. Good 4 tablespoons of jam, if not more. You've got to cover the whole area of it. Then when it's cold, whisk up your egg whites till they're nice firm peaks and fold in your sugar. Or do it however you make meringue. I mean, I tend to make my meringue to firm peaks and then whisk in 1 lot of the sugar. Now it's 55 grams per egg white. So for 2 egg whites,
so
110 grams.
Wow.
And then you fold in the other, and then you just pop it onto the top of your cream pudding base, and have your oven set to 180 degrees again, and get it up to temperature. Then pop it in for about 20 minutes till it's deep golden coloured.
Gas for 350F.
Yeah. Now then, you can use chocolate cake and put cherry jam on the top, or some cherries if you want.
Yeah.
Fresh or out of a jar. Not the juice, unless you want to add a bit of the juice to the custard. You can make a lemon queen of puddings with lemon drizzle cake that's left over, and put a squeeze of lemon juice and some lemon zest into your custard if you wish, and put lemon curd on the top. Or do, if you've got some plain sponge, grate some orange zest and some orange juice over it, then pour your custard over and put marmalade over it.
Yeah.
You can make a wealth of different puddings just by this one recipe.
I suppose there used to be a lot of queens.
Maybe. But it's very, as I say, it's very forgiving, so however much you've got left of cake, or try it with breadcrumbs if you want, but I've never bothered. I always use cake.
Perhaps that's the wartime austerity cake.
Yes, I'm sure, and that's probably why it was called Queen of Puddings, because it had everything going for it. It was reasonably priced. You had most of the ingredients, most of the days, but it looked and tasted wonderful. Now, I like serving it with evaporated milk or a little bit of double cream or ice cream, but a lot of people like it just as it is because it's very moist. So long as you don't overcook the custard base at the bottom. That's why I say keep it wobbly in the middle. And quite honestly, it's delicious.
Thank you for listening to the Recipe for the Day podcast. We hope to see you sometime at www.kitchennewbie.com. Kitchen Newbie is a kind of online cookery school which hopes to help people new to cooking, and you will find lots of easy recipes and techniques. So, why not pop down and have a look? We're new, there's lots to do, but we'd love to see you just the same.